Good evening, ma'am. I am Regina Moya from BSc English 1B. And my topic is all about the language versus the dialect. So, let me start. Introductions. The distinction between language and a dialect is not defined by universal standards. Classifications depends on a combination of linguistic characteristics and social, political, cultural factors with significant implications for communities and their communication system. This lack of a fixed definition has been a long-standing point of debate among scholars, policymakers, and community leaders, as labels can shape how speech varieties are valued, supported, and transmitted across generations. So, there's no universal distinguish between sa language and a dialect. Classifications depends on linguistic traits and social, political, cultural factors. Labels matters because they shape how speech varieties are valued, supported, and passed down through generations. Let's start. Um, what is language? Language. A language, a standardized, widely is recognized system of communication with distinct grammar, vocabulary, often a writing systems, and institutional support. Example, in education of government. It is typically associated with large communities or nation states and may be governed by official bodies that establish rules for usage such as Spain's Real Academia Española for India's Central Institute of Indian Languages, for example, English is standardized across multiple countries with variations in spelling and vocabulary, but shared care structures and institutional backing globally. So, ang language no it is a standardized, widely recognized communication system with distinct grammar, sa vocabulary, sa past, often a writing system. And institutional backing like schools, governments, rules are set by official bodies. For example, sa English, ang English is used siya globally with share core structures and support from institutions like Oxford Dictionaries. Filipino. The Philippines national language taught in schools and used in governance. 'Di ba kay for example, 'di ba ang Tagalog bisag sa ato jud no, kung magtagalog ka is masabtan nato tanan. For example, ikaw nga Bisaya, bisag Bisaya ka ug naay Tagalog mo istorya sa imo, makasabot ka sa ilahang inistoryahan. And ikaw po na Bisaya is makaspeak pug ka og Tagalog. Bisag dili siya mao imong language. I mean language gyapon siya. Dialect. Excuse me, what is dialect? A variety of a language tied to a specific region or social group with unique phonological sound patterns, grammatical claro, or lexical word choice features. It remains mutually intelligible with other varieties of the same language. Dialects can be regional, like New Orleans English or Venetian Italian, or social, such as the speech patterns associated with specific professions or age groups. These varieties often serve as markers of local identity and are passed down through everyday interactions within communities. Sorry. Ang dialect, ang kalahian dariya sa, basta ako na explain. Dialect, a variety of a language tied to a region or group with unique sounds, words, or grammar, but still mutually intelligible with other varieties of the same language. So it means nga, dali masabtan no, masabtan gihapon sa uban. Example, a person no, ang kanang person is easy ra niya masabtan kung sige istorya sa isa ka person. Example, Cebuano sa Philippines, spoken in the Visayas with distinct terms but understandable to Filipino speakers. Boston English sa United States has a unique accent and words like wicked for very. Biskan og kani sa dialect no, biskan og kanang naglahi imuhang tono or nag-unique sounds, words or grammar is masabtan gyapon sa isa ka person. Pero why it gets confusing? Mutual intelligibility is the main linguistic guide, but exceptions exist. Wait. Linguistic considerations. Mutual intelligibility is the primary criterion that are mutually understandable are usually dialects of same language, while those that are not classified as separate languages. However, exceptions exist. Spanish and Portuguese have partial intelligibility. Speakers may grasp basic conversations or written text, but are distinct languages with separate grammatical rules, vocabulary sets, and standardizations. History is tied to their respective national boundaries. Chinese varieties like Mandarin and Cantonese are largely unintelligible orally with different sound systems and vocabulary, but are often called dialects due to shared cultural heritage and writing system traditional or simplified characters that unite speakers across regions. So, mutual intelligibility is the main linguistic guide, but exceptions exist. Separate languages with partial understanding. Sa ako adari kanan sa Spanish and Portuguese. Speakers gossip because speakers gossip basic but have distinct roles and national ties. Often called dialects despite low understanding. There is the Chinese varieties like Mandarin and Cantonese. Mandarin and Cantonese orally unintelligible but grouped under Chinese due to shared writing and culture. So sa maning mutual intelligibility o unintelligibility. Sa intelligibility, this means how easily one person can understand what another person is saying, even if they speak different varieties of a language or different languages. Mutual intelligibility is when the speakers of both varieties can understand each other equally. For example, sa speakers of American English and British English can easily understand one another. This is why they are considered dialects of the same language. Unintelligibility. This means speakers cannot understand each other's speech at all, or only very little. Partial unintelligibility. Okay. Then next, social, political, and cultural influences. These factors often carry more weight than linguistic. How speech varieties are leveled. Power and status. Varieties with official recognition or dominant group or use are labeled languages, while related forms may be called dialects. Example, Danish, Norwegian, and Swedish are highly mutually intelligible but recognized as separate languages due to national sovereignty and distinct institutional support. Sa ako lang in short diriya. Writing system. Standardized writing can elevate a variety to language status. For instance, Afrikaans evolved from Dutch dialects, but it became a language and after developing its own writing system and being adopted in South African schools and government. Conversely, some oral languages without standardized writing may be mistakenly categorized as dialects. Sa power and status, Danish, Norwegian, and Swedish are mutually understandable, pero separate languages due to national sovereignty. Colonial powers once labeled their languages standard, and indigenous ones dialects. Writing system. Afrikaans became a language from Dutch dialects after developing its own writing system and institutional use. Next, cultural identity. Communities may define their speech as a language to assert dis, distinctiveness. Oh my God, sorry po. Distinct, distinctiveness or unity in Scotland. Many view Scots as a separate language rather than an English dialect to celebrate Scottish cultural heritage. While Basque speakers recognize Muscard as a language central to their unique uh, identity in Spain and France. So, cultural identity, Scots is viewed as a separate languages to honor Scottish heritage. Sorry. Basque, Euskara is central to its community identity. The saying a language is a dialect with an army and navy highlights how politics shape labels like Yiddish, moving from a perceived German dialect to a recognized language. So, naigikan dali. The principles a language is a dialect with an army and navy, often attributed to linguist Max Winrich highlights how political authority and institutional resources shape classifications more than purely linguistic differences, as seen in the elevations or Yiddish from a perceived German dialect to a recognized language. Implications. Labels affect um, practical areas that impact daily life, community well-being, education access, and stigma. Ako na ni siyang Reductions languages are typically taught in schools, while dialects may be discouraged, leading to stigma for speakers. For example, students who use African American vernacular English at home may face challenges if educators do not recognize it as a valid variety, which can hinder learning and self-esteem. Next, political participation and legal rights. So, ako na siyang insert na, officials languages guarantee access to government services. Unrecognized dialects can marginalize speakers. Dito sa education is students using non-standard varieties. Example, African American Vernacular English may face stigma if not recognized as valid. Next, social status and mobility. Languages are often linked to professional and social prestige, while dialects may be viewed as unrefined. This can influence employment opportunities as speakers may be judged based on their speech patterns rather than their skills. So, classifying social status. Dialects may be viewed as are often linked to professional and social prestige, while dialects may be viewed as next. So dito is that Conclusion. The boundary between language and dialect is fluid and context dependent. Recognizing this complexity is essential for valuing linguistic diversity and respecting the identities of speech communities rather than focusing on rigid categorization supporting all forms of communication as vital expressions of culture and connection can help build more inclusive societies that honor the richness of human language. Which is true. So, the line between the language and dialect is fluid. Valuing all speech varieties as vital cultural expressions helps build inclusive societies that honor linguistic diversity. It's back to Gaina. At didari is social status and mobility. Classifying a variety as a language secures funding for endangered speech forms. Example, Philippine indigenous languages. Mobility speech patterns can affect job opportunities, with standard languages often seen as more prestigious. So that's it. And thank you.